1831. Hi, welcome to the live show on my Thursday show. If any of you are surprised by I'm going live, I apologise. I forgot to do any kind of advertising today on my Instagram and all the various things. I've been crazy tired today, but we're back. He looks a little bit different from last week. He has been primed and base coated and various other I did a bit of zenithal highlighting. You can see what I did on my Instagram feed, and you should be able to see on my Twitch feed the video of me airbrushing that if you so happen to want to have a look. All of my various various social media is running round the bottom of the screen now. I just want to have a look to see at my Facebook live comments. It never seems to work whenever I go live. It's supposed to do it automatically, but it never seems to want to. It seems to have there we go, so we're connected to that now. I might have to do that on all of my various screens, but quick shout out. Whoa, that was a bit loud. Quick shout out to my Patreons, and no names are coming across just there. Reese and Tim, you are both third tier Patreons, and you get a shout out in every live feed, so thank you very much for that. In fact, those two people are the whole reason why I'm streaming both on YouTube, Twitch, and I'm live on Facebook. So if I seem like I'm a bit distracted looking around all the place, the reason is because I'm trying to keep up with 3 sets of comments, but you guys will see them coming through now. So jump on the chat, say hello, and share the video. You know, quickly, if you're watching on YouTube, just click the share button, share to Facebook. You know, done. You know, get the word out there that I'm here. I really do. I want to build up an audience. I want people to see it. Hit the like button as well. I don't know how this social media stuff works, but apparently if you hit the like button, people can find it easier. I don't know, but you know, everybody says it, don't they? Click like and share. You know, I know the share thing because that helps with getting a bigger audience. You know, your friends will see that you're watching this video, and it all helps, doesn't it? So yeah, like and share and all that sort of extra stuff. I want to see that. I've just realised that the widget's not working either, which is really cool. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can find the Facebook Live reaction animation. There we go. So basically what I do is I've got this set up at the bottom of this screen. And once I click on it, apparently, there we go. It's supposed to click on automatically as soon as I start streaming to Facebook. But I think because I use Facebook rather than using my encoder to stream from, because my computer's not good enough, it doesn't seem to run through properly, and it doesn't seem to do that straight away, rather than doing that. And if I don't know if I can even do my like button. No, I can't do a like button on my own stream, but there, if I do that, you should be able to see. There we go. There's my so we got Facebook sitting there, we got Twitch on next to that, and YouTube is at the biggest. So if you're watching along, please say hi, share the video, and various other bits and pieces like that. It all helps. And yeah, we'll get cracking. I might have a bit of news at the end of the show, so stick around for that. I'll tell you all about it when we get cracking on with that. Because I really want an audience before I tell people about that. Just generally because I want people to know. So yeah, we'll do that in just a moment. We'll get cracking on in just a moment. I'm just checking up my screens, making sure I've got everything where we will carry on with doing this guy. I'm really looking forward to getting this guy painted. I don't know how long he's going to take. He could be done really soon. He could be done, you know, a little. I don't know. I don't know how long he's going to take to paint. However, if you've got any comments, suggestions, throw them in all the comments. I am watching them all at the same time, so I should be able to catch up and keep up with everybody on all 3 platforms. So feel free to jump in and give me suggestions about what the next project could be, because this guy, he might take a few weeks to get done when I'm doing him live on the show, but what do I do after him? So, you know, feel free. And then obviously you want to show anything, B of OPS Live is just there, and all my reaction counter is just here as well. I don't know, it's kind of getting crowded up in the top corner here. I'm feeling a little bit cramped, so they might disappear. But again, comments, suggestions, feel free, throw them down there, and we'll have a chat about them, whether I'm live or not. So without further ado, let's get cracking on with this guy, shall we? Oh no, I did it again, didn't I? That's Grimdark Narrator's thing. God, I did it again. I don't want to start copying other people. I want my own. Right, anyway. So what we're going to do with this guy is simple. We've got the base coat done. We've done the zenithal highlighting. If you look from underneath, he's quite a dark red. If you look from the top, he's a bright red. That's not the light. That is zenithal highlighting. And again, like I said, if you check out my Instagram feed, you'll see the picture of that when it was done. And you'll actually be able to see me to a stream on my Twitch. It should still be viewable, so you can see that getting done. Maybe if you guys want to see it happen for more for real, then feel free to suggest it, and we'll consider see if we can get that done. So he's bright at the top, dark at the bottom. And so well, now I've done that, I need to start washing him. We need to get those washes done. I need to then start thinking about highlighting him up, the red armor. I want to get his cloak done in black, but I'm thinking I might start layering that and trying to do some sort of fade. I would say wet blend, but I'm not going to wet blend it because I'm not that good yet. But I might be able to layer that into so from black to really Eshin grey type thing in the top corners here, or maybe from black to dark Reaper, and then highlight these really sharp corners with Eshin grey. If I've got Eshin grey, I think I do. Yes, I do. So we can do that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get cracking on with these guys. If you're in the chat, feel free to say hello, and we'll get cracking on with this, shall we? So first of all, Agrax Earthshade. I wash my Agrax Earthshade in brown wash, just because it is, well, just the way I do it. So we've got Agrax Earthshade straight from the pot, and we just start washing these details. Now, the thing with this model is I'm not sure entirely what's going to be red or what's going to be gold. I'm not so sure about that yet, because I think it's going to be a case of it's just going to kind of build himself up until he's done. So picking out what is going to be red, what's going to be gold now is going to be almost impossible, because quite frankly I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start washing the whole thing. I want to be fairly neat because I don't want to have to go over the whole thing again in red to try and undo the mistakes. And what I do need to do though is I do need to turn off that autofocus, don't I? Because that autofocus is going to go nuts. Would help if I pick the right camera, and we're just going to configure that. Is that in focus now? I think it is, isn't it? Turn off the autofocus. It's there somewhere, isn't it? It's definitely not there, because that's when you need to get right up there. There's a very small focus window on this camera. If I move him too far away, he starts getting out of focus. If I get too close, he's out of focus. It's a very small field of focus, and it can be a little bit daunting to try and get it right. But other than that, I think we've pretty much got it there. I think if I make sure that I keep it roughly there in the right place, and then we'll carry on getting cracking on with this guy. I'm really looking forward to getting this guy done. We need to highlight the armor. If we can highlight the armor today and start blocking out the the cape. That'll be a good thing, I think. Maybe next week we'll get on with some of the metallics. See if we can get them done. We'll see what happens. I really love this sword of his. It is phenomenal. It's brilliant. I do love it. And I hope this stream isn't going to get too boring. I hope that I can. I'm going to try and get through this wash as quick as I can, because I know just sitting there watching me wash, but then again sitting there watching me layer up and stuff, it can get a little bit boring. I hope I can crack on with him and get him done with a reasonable amount of speed. You know, I do know that you guys, you want to tune in and you want to see something happen. You don't want to sit here for the next hour and a half or so and not really see anything progress. That would be a real waste of all of our times, I think. So we're gonna get cracking on with this. We'll try and get it done. So you definitely get to see things happening. You've definitely got hair going on there. Throw down in the comments what colour hair he should have. And nothing crazy. I'm not going to go stupid with him. He's a Mephiston. I think the choices are, do I give him blonde, silver blonde hair, which I might have to look up, or sort of grey hair. I'm not going to go anything crazy and start saying purple or red or pink hair or something stupid. But I would be interested to hear what you think. And just generally, guys, just let me know what you think about what I do and the channel that I'm doing. If you've got any ideas or suggestions, or if you think you want me to, if I've touched on something in the past and you thought, oh, that was a good idea, feel free, throw them down in the comments and say, do more of that. That was interesting. This channel is all about you guys at home. You're sitting there, you're watching, getting involved. I hope you're painting along as well. It would be nice. Doing non-live videos is really difficult, in terms of, the thing is that they're time consuming, because I have to sit down, I have to film a film, I then have to watch it, then edit it, then watch it through again. It can be really time consuming making non-live videos. Where I'm doing this live, it's edited live, as in, I change the screen for you guys to see a different angle. And I can chat along with you guys as I'm here. I'm here and I'm chatting and so on and so forth. So, so feel free to jump in the chat and have a chat with me. Give me suggestions about what you think I've done in the past that was good, but preferably not non-live things. Hi mate, how are you? Basic miniature painting, or it's Justin, isn't it? I am doing just fine. I am stoked to be painting this model. It is the first non-GW model that I've brought. It's not necessarily the first non-GW I've painted. I have done, you can see, some dystopian wars. I've done some of those in the past, but they weren't mine. So I am super excited to do this. Plus, I mean, look at that mini. I mean, there's no doubt who that's supposed to be. And it is an awesome looking model, and I am super stoked to be doing this. So on the whole, I'm doing alright. Apart from being ridiculously tired because the children are at home. But not for much longer. The school holidays are almost over, so that's a bonus. So hopefully Watch this space. That's another thing. Watch this space. Share this channel around. Share this video, because once the kids go back to school, I drop them off at school. I come home. I do some of the houseworky bits. Then the day is mine, and I'll be at this desk doing commissions, doing my own work, doing some secret stuff for my patrons only. You know, there are some of that. You know, have a look at that if you want to be interested in there. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to do everything secret and you have to pay to watch it. I'm still doing everything you've seen me done so far. You'll still see me do. It's just I do an extra little side project for my patrons to have a look at, and then you guys will see the finished result when I'm done. But yeah, watch this space, because I'm really looking forward to being live much more often on all 3 platforms as well. Thank you to my patrons so far for making that happen. So yeah, it's a cracking model. I'm in a good mood. I'm absolutely shattered, so I think that might be part of the reason. But yeah, things are going good. And I got some news at the end of the stream as well, so stick around for that. I will be doing a separate video, so if you can't stick around to watch the end of this stream for the news, I will do a separate announcement video, and I'll probably record that later on tonight, and it might go live tonight depending on how quickly YouTube will upload it. But we got some news to follow as well, so if you can, stick around for that. We're just getting the wash done. I'm not going crazy with the wash, to be honest. I'm not kind of being, I don't know if you noticed, I'm not being particularly meticulous. That did make sense, didn't it? But you see it behind me, do you, Justin? I brought 1. No, I didn't. I tell a lie. I brought 2. And I have painted them. In fact, actually, I'll tell you what I can do is I can show you what I did with those 2, because they're right here, and I'm pretty chuffed with them. That's number 1, fairly standard model. Let's bring this camera out. That might bleach out that, but you'll get to see the miniature better. There we go. That comes straight out of the box. I really like that one. That was really cool. It's for my kill team I'm using this. So there's my special kill team chapter badge for my Blood Angels. As most people know, that Blood Angels use symbols for chapters. Not chapters, sorry, companies. But I didn't want sort of random blood drops in different colours all over my kill team. So I've created my own Dante specific kill team company badge. So this kill team is specifically designed, so basically the skull is represented that they're the best of their particular company, and Dante has recruited them into this special kill team force, and they go around themselves doing what they want. And then I do have a specific squad marking for intercessors, which is the orange knee pad with the black cross. If I quickly go and grab a Reaver, you'll notice it's the opposite. So there we go. So I got my intercessors and my Reavers. They're using their specific squad markings, which I'm quite chuffed with. I like that. And then I just so happened to decide that I needed a comms specialist intercessor. So I did a few little tweaks on this one. I swapped out these. They're quick build, aren't they, from the Conquest magazines? So I swapped out the arm. I chopped it off, and I gave that arm from the Intercessor squad, the one with the what's it? The flippy open army bit. Yeah, that's the technical term for it. But then I also gave him one of those. So this whole arm was grey when I built it. You see the picture on Instagram actually of the just the slight modification, because they're blue plastic. You can see the grey plastic work that I did on them. And then I also did a my Reaver Sergeant as well. Again, using the specific marking for the kill team, Blood Angels, and then I gave him a Blood Angel sword. This one's the guy from the Conquest that's pointing, I think he is, isn't he? And I just thought, well, screw it, I'll give him a sword. But a nice little Easter egg. If ever you see me playing kill team, let me just grab one more Reaver. Let me just go through. These are 4 particular models. Let's see how quickly you can figure out where the Easter egg lies in here. We have a leader specialist. His name is Sergeant Leonidas Tertullus. Yeah. We have got a comms and / technology specialist, Donatellus Tertullus. My demolitions and hot-headed Reaver is called Raphaelus Tertullus. And my always down for a laugh combat specialist, Michelangelus Tertullus. Yep, I knew I'd figure out to work it into there somehow. And 10 points for whoever gets the Easter egg. I mean, it's so simple, isn't it? He is missing. I was going to do, because they've got the last surname, so they are all brothers. And I was thinking, how do I get Splinteros Tertullus into my kill team, but in a way that is, you know, not too kind of, I didn't know how to do it, to be fair. I'm not sure what kind of model I could have used for Splinter as well. But I thought it was really nice. I thought, yeah, because Kill Team is, you know, as much as Kill Team is, I do love it. It's a brilliant game. But, you know, you can have some fun with it. And I really do enjoy, I did enjoy coming up with them. Specifically trying to figure out which specialists they should be as well. And I mean, if I work it out, actually, all 4 of those specialists can be on the board at the same time. And they will work out at about 75 points or so. I can fit a squad of 5 Reavers and a sniper. Whereas I've got 2 Reavers and 2 Intercessors as brothers. One of which is a leader, one's a combat specialist, one's a demolition specialist, and one's a comms specialist. So they can all fit on a Battleforged list as well, which is brilliant. You can get all 4 of them on the table at the same time, which I think is brilliant. But I'm not quite sure how to do a Splinteros Tertullus as well. I'm not sure how to do that. But, you know, feel free, stick that down there. You know, if you got any ideas about what I could do, and you could end up seeing it. If I like the idea, you know, you might see it. The problem is with Kill Team is you do have a very limited amount of models to choose from, and you know, I'm still 100% a Blood Angels player. So even in Kill Team, when I lose all flavour of the Blood Angels themselves, it's my worst nightmare. I mean, I'm literally running red Space Marines. That's literally all they are. But you know, I'm still playing Blood Angels, and I do lose a lot of the flavour. So it's a shame that I can't add. You know, they haven't got kind of specific chapter-specific rules. I mean, it could potentially make it a bit OP, especially if you've got things like, you know, Death Company running about a Kill Team board with their jump packs and they're slicing everybody up with, you know, thunder hammers and things. I can understand why, but it's just a shame that there aren't got those rules in it. But we could see them change. I mean, perhaps in the future. Yeah, they're already expanding the collection with Rogue Trader next in November, which I will be looking into seeing if I could get a hold of that. We'll see what happens there. But I think we're pretty much done here. I mean, I know that they're going to be gold. I know that for a fact, so I don't need to really worry about that. So I think I'm pretty much done with washing his armor plates. And now we just need to figure out, you know, what's going to be red. I don't want to sit here for hours and hours and hours highlighting red, only to find out that actually that bit's not going to be red. I missed down here, I missed this leg. As Splinter is smaller than the turtle, why not a sniper scout a Splinter if the points allow? Ironic, yeah, I mean the points would allow, actually, essentially. And if I really, really wanted to be just completely cheesy, what was that? What was the one with the hockey mask name? Oh, I can't remember his name. But essentially, I mean, yeah, I could fit. A scout is around about 11 points. A sniper scout is around about 12 points. I mean, I did play, me and Chick Paints from Instagram, we were live on Tuesday just gone, and I was at 98 points, and I had 5 Reavers and a Scout. Was it 5 Reavers? Yeah, it was a whole squad of Reavers and 1 Scout, and that was at 98 points. There's a bit of a marine on marine. The trouble is both me and Reese are marine players as well, so that was a little bit of a boring game, but we've got a plan about that as well. We're going to be chatting over the next couple of weeks. Ah, here's something interesting as well. It looks like I'm trying to paint this model all together, isn't it? But actually, blue tack, greatest thing on the earth. So I will actually be separating this model apart, and you can see that there's it's not well painted under there because you can't see it. If the airbrush can't see it, your eyes can't see it. But I will just throw some wash down here anyway, just to give it some, just to make sure that anything you can see is washed. The last thing I want to do is miss that. Casey Jones is the hockey mask guy. That's the one, yeah, Casey Jones. I'm wondering how I could change his name. If you just bear with me just for a second. Right. Oh. Right, I'm back. Right. Oh, because they're angel names, aren't they? I've got it. Because he's not related to the turtles, is he? So he doesn't need the Turtlus as his last name. And I know that perhaps it might be a bit of a crossover too much and people won't get the reference. Is Castiel, and then trying to figure out his last name, some sort of Castiel Jonas or something. Maybe I'll do that, Castiel Jonas. I don't know. We'll figure that out, I'm sure. I've got so I've with the models, 5 Reavers, 1 Scout. That's 6. Then plus 3 is 9. I have 9 models out of 20. So I've got plenty of models to play with, to come up with all sorts of different references and some fun. And that is the joy of Kill Team. You just have some fun. Fun with it is brilliant. So is that Castillo Johannes. Is that how you would say that? Castillo Johannes. I think what sort of guy would he be? He'd be... See, I can't have another specialist because they wouldn't be able to be on the table at once. He's also smaller than the turtles as well, isn't he? So he'd probably be best to be able to make him Johannes, right? He's smaller than the turtles, so it'd probably make him a regular tactical marine. Now, what can a regular tactical marines do? I don't know if they can take combat weapons. And he couldn't be a gunner either, so he'd be just a regular tactical marine. Not sure how that one would work. I'll give that one a think, I reckon. But feel free to throw some comments and suggestions down. You never know, you could see that model on the tabletop and you can say, I came up with that idea. Righty-ho. We got to figure out how I'm going to highlight this. Now, normally on my tabletop models I'll dry brush. I mean, one, I need to wait for this to dry before I can do that. And two, I'm wondering whether he's worthy of a bit more than that, don't you think? Now, I haven't seen many people already painted this, and I haven't got an image in my head about how I want this to be finished. But I think now that he's washed as well. Last time he was live, you couldn't really see him very well. So that will get closed up once he gets glued together. That theoretically will disappear once I get rid of all the blue tack. But now he's washed, you get to see there is a lot of detail in this model. There's a lot there. It's a lovely looking model. How am I going to highlight this guy? Am I going to dry brush him, or am I going to spend the time edging him? What are your thoughts? See, edging him will take a while. It'll take a little bit longer. Dry brushing will be quicker. Let me just, it might get a little bit loud. Let me just grab the hairdryer a sec. Right, bit of a loud warning as I give this guy a quick hairdry, just to try and get him dry a bit quicker. You join me just as I'm hair drying my model, Stu. Welcome over on Facebook. Thank you for joining me tonight. You might want to just mute it just for a sec while I just hair dry this model. I'll turn this back on again and I'll be back with you in just a sec. Yeah, tricky one. Dry brushing is quicker but can be messy if it's not done right. That's true. But thankfully, you see, this is the thing. This is why I'm considering doing dry brushing now. Is that the only colour done on here is red, and I can get that down right. Most of my models have been dry brushed at the minute. So I tend to do a lot of dry brushing just because it's quicker, you know, and there's a commercial painting. But I'm just wondering whether I want to get this guy. Whether do I want to just go quickly with this guy, or do I want him to be edge highlighted? The trouble is as well is that I don't actually have an idea about how I want to paint him. So I tell you what I am going to do is I am going to have a look at the Imperial Death Lord here on my internet. Imperial Death Lord, and it gives me a load of pictures from Skyrim. Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, so we want Wargame exclusive Imperial Death Lord. And it would help if I put a space in between exclusive and Imperial. We have got lots of blank grey miniatures. You see, not many people have painted it, so I don't really know what people think of. And if they, well, if they have, then there's not really many of them online. So I wondered if I have a look at Facebook. Let's have a look at Facebook. Here we go. This should work. If I have a look at Facebook and just see what the notifications are on there, just make sure I see if anybody's liked or shared or done anything of any importance. Nope. So we want to, if we search for hashtag Imperial Death Lord, let's have a look to see if anybody's hashtagged it. Me. I'm the only person who's done it when he arrived. Well, that's helpful. So let's have a look at what should we have a look for next? Instagram. Let's see if anybody on Instagram has done it. Let's have a look for, we're going to search for hashtag Imperial Death Lord. There's four posts for Imperial Death Lord. Let's see what they are. All four of those are me or on Instagram as well. I know people have been watching it, but the trouble is people aren't hashtagging it. It's Imperial Death, whoops, Death Lord. Let's put the spaces in, let's not hashtag it. No, it's the only way you can search for it. Well, I'm just going to have to make this one up as I go along then, aren't I? I have a feeling, right, I'm looking at this model, right, I can see some ribbing here that needs highlighting, okay? See some ribs across there that could do with highlighting. But I have a feeling that most of this model is going to be quite gold. So I think what I'm going to do then is, considering the lack of inspiration on the internet, we're going to edge highlight it. I think that's what we're going to do, because there's not a lot of red that needs highlighting before I then start blocking in a lot of gold. So that's the way we're going to do it, I think. So we've just done our base coat of Scarlet Blood from Vallejo. So we're going to come in with a bloody red, which is kind of an orange kind of colour, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to highlight him using a brush. Where are my brushes? Here. And I'll find the smallest brush I could possibly find, and some water in my little droppy bottle. Let's just soak that through into my wet palette here. Wet palette from Red Grass Games, if anybody's interested. It's quite a good buy, in my opinion. I had a chat with somebody. Jack of Clubs painting YouTube channel with a review, but not sure about painted though. No. I did a review of this guy when I opened him up actually. It's quite a good model. I'm really happy with this model. And I said it then and I'll say it again, is I can't really use this model to judge Wargame exclusive as a whole. The reason I say that is, first of all, this is the first model I've ever bought from them. And second of all, it's a brand new sculpt. And what that means to me is that this mould is absolutely brand spanking new. And if the mould is brand spanking new, I expect nothing less than perfect results. So if you've got any experience with Wargames exclusives buying their older models, I would love to hear from you about that, because I'm blown away by the quality of this sculpt and this model, but I have no idea if that's a kind of a jaded approach because I've bought their latest brand new model. I just can't tell, because it should be perfect, because it's less than a month old, I think, this model, or it might just about be a month old now. What is the price of this? I tell you what I'll do, I can't remember off the top of my head, but if I have a look at their website now, the price is in euros, so the various territories will differ from territory to territory. But if I just lift this up, can we see? Can we see? There we go. Let's go across here. Imperial Deathlord from Wargame exclusive. I don't know if you can see that. €29.99. And he does have, if I quickly add that to cart, he has, let's have a look, the international standard delivery charge is €5 as well, which is down here. So overall it cost me €34.99. How much of that in pounds I actually can't remember, but it's not far off, about £30, maybe 32 or so. Yeah, the euro and the pound, I don't think they're that different at the minute, but obviously US dollars and so on and so forth may vary. So yeah, put that back. What's going on here? There we go. Bring that down here. So there's that. It's a really good price. I tell you what, it's a fantastic price. And like I said, I mean, the model is, I think the model itself is less than a month old. They've only literally just finished making the mold and started selling it and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, I would expect this thing to be pristine. But if you happen to watch the show that I did, well, it would have been last week, when I finished the Dreadnought, which I still haven't taken a picture of yet and put on Instagram. But I built this guy in that show, ready for priming during the week. And I was commenting then, when I got this model from Wargames exclusive, I didn't have to chop any gates. The flashing was absolutely minimal. I mean, literally, there was sod all. The only gripe I've got with this model is while I was getting ready to put this guy together to paint and so on and so forth, the joint between his hip and his body, the leg that I've got already on the model and then the rest of his model, doesn't sit very well. So you're going to have to, if you buy this model, you'll have to jimmy that around a bit, and you have to try and see if you can get that to fit a bit nicer than what I could. I couldn't get it to fit very nicely, but that's just me. My modelling experience is actually quite limited, so maybe there's an issue there that I can't look at a model and go, oh, I can see where the issue is. So it could be that, or it could be that the model doesn't quite sit nicely together. One or the other. Well, I'm always under the impression you blame the operator and not the equipment first. So as it stands, I'm not going to hold the fact that he doesn't fit together nicely against Wargame exclusive, because I'm more likely to blame myself before I start blaming them. If everybody has the same issue, then yeah, it's probably the model doesn't quite sit nicely together. But I think I can get around it anyway. So even then, even if it is a Wargames exclusive issue, it's not detriment to the model in any way. He still looks badass, and he's big as well. I mean, you can see. I mean, I'm using a Citadel painted handle. You know, he's 3/4 of the size of the painted handle. He is a big guy. He's about the size of a Primaris Marine, which is nice because Mephiston, I mean, even though Mephiston is only, you know, a regular sized Space Marine, in the books, you know, he can, I think I read somewhere he can be seen as, he can kind of psychically make himself appear bigger to people. And it would be nice, right in the middle of the battlefield, you got Mephiston, who's just this massive, great big psyker. He really should, once this guy's painted, he really should have a really nice presence on the battlefield. He feels worthy of the title. Something I think GW has really neglected over the years. And I mean, I know the Blood Angels are not anything special when it comes to old, dated models. Definitely don't have the monopoly on that, but they do indeed have some of the oldest models available. So, right, we're going to just go, right, I'm going to take that off. I'm just going to start highlighting some of this leg here. There's a lot of feathers on this model as well. I think I'm going to try and get them all in white. I'm going to hope it doesn't ruin the model and the effect that he's got. There's a lot of gold here. There's a lot of white that's going to be going on this model. And I'm hoping, I know that when I'm doing this really fine detail work, I mean, I could have the camera right up here, but I can't see what I'm doing. I'm hoping that it's coming across so you can see what's happening. I really can't get any better cameras for what I'm doing. Well, I'm sure I could spend more than I did on these cameras, but I can't justify spending any extra on these cameras just yet, so hopefully you can see well enough that what's going on here. Again, I'm not sure if you've been watching the whole time, Justin, but you know, as I've said many times, comments and suggestions are always welcome about what I'm doing here. Having this channel is not for me. I don't do it for myself. It does help me motivate myself to paint stuff, but it's not what I'm doing. I want to be a part of the community, and I want people to get involved. I want to teach people, but I don't want to do non-live tutorials because they're time consuming. So if any suggestions about what I could host, preferably live, what I can do, what I can paint, anything really, throw them in the comments, throw them in a message on any of the social media that I've got. Now, there's no point in highlighting around the back there because it literally is hidden from view. So I'm just going to go down here. Around the front here. Just as it starts to come into view from behind that cloak of his. Got some silver, got some bone, got some gold. I might do this this tabard in brass. That might be quite cool to do that in a brass colour rather than a gold or a silver or red. Just another layer to that colour that he has. We've got some white wings in there, is that? I think that might be wings, or is that parchment? That might be parchment. There's not much to paint there. I might have to do that book separately. I might have to chuck some brown down there to do that book that he's got there. Focus is, like I said, that field of focus is very, very narrow. The trouble is you just can't trust the autofocus. It's autofocus is lazy. That's one thing you need to, anybody who does video knows. Autofocus is lazy, and I'll just focus on whatever's the furthest away. Just trying to pull focus on something that's closer to the camera is difficult. Whatever's furthest away it'll focus on. And it can be a real pain when you're trying to do things like this when you need macro focus. It's a nightmare. Right. So that's that. So he's got a blood drop. I think I'm going to do this in gold, the chalice in gold, the wings in white. So the blood drop, which I'll do in my usual gem paint. So it's just this arm down here. I need to wash a brush because the paint's starting to build up on it. Ah, Maurice on Facebook, welcome. Edges along here. Just editing a video, yeah. Time consuming. See you in a minute. So if you're just joining me, or if you joined me recently, I've made the decision to edge highlight this model for the simple fact is that normally the red on my models are dry brushed because it's quicker, but the reason I've decided to edge highlight this guy is, one, he's awesome and I think he deserves the time, but also there's not actually going to be a lot of red that needs highlighting. A lot of the red on this model is actually going to be sort of like in the recesses, so actually most of the red doesn't need highlighting because there aren't any corners to it. It's usually going to be bordered by something else, so the red's been washed to give it the shadows, but on the whole most of the corners are going to be gold or silver or something else, which is why I'm spending time edge highlighting him rather than just dry brushing him and getting on with it. We're also going to have lots of white. There's a lot of feathers on this model, so I think that's what we're going to do there. We're going to have white feathers, and there's a lot of gold trim to get done. This evening I'm hoping to get done the cloak, or at least part of the way there. Again, I want to layer that. I want to see if I can get a blend from black up to dark Reaper. It's kind of a blue grey. Hopefully that will contrast nicely against the warm of the red that we've got on the rest of the model, and then the gold that will come through warm because of the red underneath. Almost done highlighting all the red. I think there isn't much left to do. So this, I think I've just got the one arm left to do. This is all going to be gold and bone on this side. I mean, his hand's going to be hand coloured. We're just going to touch the edges along here. As I get to the end of a step and I start rushing, I really need to bring it back to how I was at the beginning. Keep those lines really nice and tight. I'm also pushing myself as well. I don't like edge highlighting very much. It takes time, it takes patience. It's very easy just to get too thick with your lines. Reese, you do a fantastic job of doing your edge highlighting. So we're just going to do around the edge, all of those corners. Just catching them ever so gently. Arms in the way now. Alright. I don't mind getting paint on the cloak. Just ramming your brush down the hole like that. You can miss the mark and then put a massive little splodge on the model. So easy to do. Right. Something like that. There we go. Right, so that's him. That's the red highlighted. I don't know if you can see that. It's but we'll carry on. So what we're going to do now is I want to get the black on the model. I want to get some of this black, the cape done. Now, to do the black, to start with, I'm just going to get the splodge on me palette. To start with is the operative word there, because we will need to come back in again in a bit with other colours. I want to point one other colour, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I need to wet my brush before I put a hole in the paper. So as I'm picking up the black, I'm going to draw it down a bit, and there's a reason for that, is I need that paint later. And we're just going to come in and do all this black. Hoping, there's a lot of hope when you're painting as well, actually. I've noticed you kind of have to trust yourself, trust that you know what you're doing, trust that you've picked the right colours. Yeah, there aren't any wrong colours, to be fair, but have an image in your head and trust it, because all the while you're going to be second guessing yourself. Have I done the right thing? Have I done the right colour there? I'm not so sure. Maybe it should have been lighter because the rest of the model looks a bit dark. But don't fret, because you haven't put the lighter colours on yet, which is why your model looks dark, and you kind of have to trust yourself and just go right the way through to the end. Just knowing that you know what you're doing and that you've made the right choice. believe it. You're out of focus again, aren't you? I've dropped my hands a bit. And I was painting this out of focus. I mean, I'm just base coating the black though, to be fair. I'm not really doing a lot. Vibrating, but nothing interesting. Speaking of which, if you do want to become a patron of mine and you become a patron during my show and I get a notification, you know, no matter what tier you choose, you can do it from as little as $1 a month. You'll get a shout out in the show as well, just for becoming a patron while I'm live. Or while I'm doing any video, to be honest with you. My phone vibrates and I see what it is. Forever immortalized in that particular video. That's when you became a Patreon. At which point I'll be forever grateful. If you guys want me to do a video explaining what I want from Patreon as well, you know, why am I on Patreon when I'm just painting my models, then I will do a video for you, and you can watch that at your leisure. All you got to do is just let me know. And if you ever have a look at Patreon, right, and you ever kind of look at it and go, I would, but, let me know what the but is. See if it's something I can sort out. Because I've always said, this channel's not for me. This channel's not for me. It's for you guys watching. And so if I'm not doing what you guys want to watch, then of course you're not going to watch. And then there's no point in me doing the channel. So any suggestions, any thoughts? I would become a patron, but questions, comments, feel free, throw them down in any of the social media that you've got going down the bottom of the screen there. And if you're watching on YouTube, you've got links to all of my social media. Twitch, I'm not actually sure how Twitch works yet. I'm still trying to figure out all the little doohickeys and doodads that come along with Twitch. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, so feel free, you know, anything. Just throw them in comments, throw them in sections, throw me a message. Whatever. Just don't throw bricks, because, you know. That's me trying to be funny, by the way. Should hold up a sign, really. Really bad joke alert. Right. So that's the cape done. That's finished. Whoops. I swear something's going to get broken if everything is getting knocked over at the minute. $19.36. So I think I'm going to keep it to 8 o'clock finish tonight, because I am absolutely shattered. I had 2 hours sleep last night. It's not enough. What is going on here? Amazon shopping. I don't want Amazon shopping, do I? What do I want Amazon shopping for? Let's pop that up there. Let's do that there, like that. So what I'm going to do now, once that's dry, is I am going to attempt some form of blend kind of thing. But it's not going to be, I'm not going to wet blend because I'm not at that stage of my painting style yet. It's going to be sort of layers. And so what we need to do is on the palette we need to create a blend from black to Eshin Grey, and we need to make a gradient between the two. So I've got some Eshin Grey here. It is getting sprayed all over my hands because the lid's broken in my dropper bottle. That's helpful. Just rip. Thank you. Right. And I've no idea where that paint went though, because I was shaking that bottle. I'm going to find drops of paint everywhere for days. That's helpful, isn't it? Alright, so we got some Eshin Grey. So this is going to be the top. No, I didn't say Eshin Grey, did I? I said it was going to be Dark Reaper. Oh. There we go, Dark Reaper. I'll just check the lid. Right. Hi bud, still watching. Got an hour before my video uploads, so you're going to edit my video and listen to you. Well, thank you very much. You listen along. Feel free. I really should watch some more YouTube videos. Obviously when I'm live I can't watch anything that is certainly nothing copyrighted. Trying to read the comments. When I'm not watching YouTube, I'm listening to some music. I really should. But then actually, I'm on one of these people. I'm a bit of a I don't know what the word would be. But I don't copy people, but I emulate them really easily. It's like I've already started. Just doing my intro and then saying, let's get on with what we're doing, shall we? That's Grimdark Narrator, and I don't mean to copy him, so I've got to be careful what I'm doing. Right, so what I'm going to try and do is I want to blend between Eshin Grey and black. See, there we go. So we've got sort of a blend going on. Careful not to mix it up too much, which I think I might have done. But it kind of goes from one end, it's kind of black, and it kind of comes through a few different transitions, maybe just the one. But that should be enough. That should give us a bit of a transition between the two. You can just about see that on the camera. Let me just whoops, let me just change the focus on that a second. That's the wrong one. That's not the camera I want to change. It's that one I want to change. There we go. Configure that. Let's see if we can get that focus to change. There we go. You can just about see see that blend. I mean, it's a bit shiny, but you know, nevertheless it's there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that on the black. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to start at this end here where this dark grey is, and we're going to add that to like 3/4 of all the peaks and leave that recess down there in black. Bring this on here. Hopefully we're not going to run out too much paint. I'm trying to follow the curves of the cloak. We'll see what this looks like when we're done. What I might be able to do actually is use Nuln oil, like a bit of a like a glaze, and be able to tie all these together at the end if we find that there's some really bright and really hard lines between the two sections. Going around the edge. This bit's kind of folded open, so it's going to be a little bit easier to see. And down the bottom here, we're just going to run along the bottom there, and you could make that dark. So we've got another one here. So we've done that side. We're going to come in here. We're running out of paint in this section here. Might just about make it. So leaving that black right in the deepest part of that. There's a little bit of a divot in his cloak here. That's actually where his backpack is supposed to sit, but I didn't like the backpack that came with this model. Made him look like a Chaos Lord, so I left it off. So careful not to hit any of that red. If we hit any of that red, I'm screwed. I have to repaint the bloody section. That would get really annoying. But I think, oh, just along the edge there we go. So there we have it. So that's the first layer, and that was taken from there. Give that a second to do. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what we do need to do is we need to do the inside as well. So again, do the same thing. So if anywhere there's a hollow, leave it. And I'm being really I'm not being gentle with it. I'm not kind of giving it sort of an edge highlight. I'm specifically trying to stay. The word, it's not really abstract because I'm not letting your imagination run wild, but I'm trying to deliberately keeping a little bit loose with it, a little bit fluid. Shadows will, on cloth, shadows will appear from all sorts of places. You're just random places you'll have a shadow, and it's just a tiny fold in the fabric. And the same with light. Light will hit it in really random places. So I'm trying not to be particularly structured in the way that I'm painting the higher areas and the lower areas, which are going to stay black. Just going to give it a fairly reasonable abstract-esque look about it. Now I'm going to keep my brush dirty. I'm going to wash my brush, and I'm going to come a little bit further along my little blend of colour going on here, and then we're going to do the same thing again, I'm only going to paint half of the peaks. And the colour's not too different, so you shouldn't really see much of a difference going on here. So maybe about half the peaks are going to get painted. It'll come down about there somewhere. Come along there. And do the same. I'm kind of grabbing the centre there. Come on here, come around about halfway-ish. Yeah, come along there we go, lovely. This is something I haven't really tried before, so I'm actually trying something new. This is the benefit of doing these paintings on my own models, is I can practice and I can do things that I wouldn't dare do on somebody's model that they've paid for. I can't dream about practicing the technique or learning something new on a commission. And that's where you got a bit of a catch-22, and as a commission painters may know, it can be difficult to increase your own skill if you spend a lot of your time doing commissions, because as much as what you can do and what you know you can do will increase, and you'll be getting better, because you may be getting faster, or you may be getting smoother. You might get your painting will, you will increase in skill, but you won't learn anything. What you already know, you'll get better at, but you won't learn anything, and it's because you can't really take many risks when you're painting something for somebody else. Whereas with this, I'm taking a real risk. Well, it's not real risk. I mean, I'm not gonna, it's not like my painting is terrible and I'm gonna completely screw it up. But I'm taking that risk. I'm trying to learn something new. I've seen people do it on YouTube, and I thought, well, I understand the principle. Let's give it a go. See what happens. And that's the benefit of doing these shows on my models. And the other benefit of that, and by me doing that and doing it on live shows for you guys, is that you can kind of see, the way that I'm learning, so you don't have to take quite as much of a risk. You've kind of seen somebody else practice it and do it and give it a shot and see what happens. Does it make sense? So then I've still got a dirty brush. I've just finished doing that layer, so I'm coming further along, coming to slightly brighter, and now I'm going to do like a quarter of the peaks. I'm just going to come along here. You know that age-old adage, 2 thin coats? This is why. Not necessarily 2 thin coats, but lots and lots and lots of thin coats. This is why you thin your paint down, so it's nice and smooth, nice and thin. So that you can do this sort of stuff without layering and layering and layering paint on top of paint and making your models really thick with paint. Oh, did he just hit the... Oh, thank God for that. I thought I just dropped the model into the paint. That would have really sucked. I'm just going to come along, grab the paint, stick it in there. Come on, there we go. Stick the paint along those troughs. No, not along the troughs, right, along the peaks of the cloak. There's a little bit of a... You can see a little bit of a line where the paint's changed colour quite dramatically. I think it'll be alright. Maybe I will give it a quick black... I want to say glaze, it's not quite a glaze, but I'll give it a black non-oil wash and thin it down a bit. Just try and tone them together a bit. Again, I'm being really quick and rough with this. I'm really not trying to give it any kind of form. I'm not trying to tell the viewer who's looking at this model, oh, this is where the light is and it's hitting the model right there. Kind of giving just the impression that there's light hitting the model, but allowing your own mind to try and catch it yourself. Ah, you finished your edit and you got a thumbnail for your video. What's it about? What's your video about? I'm just going to grab this little bit of paint here. It's lighter than the rest of it. And what I want to do is come along those really high peaks here. That should give me a really nice edge. I'm still using a thick brush. It's quite a thick edge that I'm adding. Coming along all of these high points, not giving it an edge highlight to the per se. I'm giving it a highlight right on the edge of those peaks. Leave that bit there in the trough. I'm going to come down here, come down there, and that one, leave that one, come along there, leave that one, come along this edge here. Have I done this edge yet? Let's do this edge again anyway. So grab some of that etching, some of that dark reaper in there, come along, use the edge of the brush, and just grab some of that, just like that. And then come along here, base there, throw in there. Another review of Conquest magazine. The next video will be about my Death Guard kill team. Well, it looks like you and me are going to have a bit of a competition on our hands, I reckon. Let me just finish this, and then I'm going to tell you my bit of news before I finish this, because I think this is a good place to stop for the night. Now, if we have a look at this, what I've done on this model right now, I am pretty happy with. Not only was the zenithal highlighting possibly some of the best zenithal highlighting. You might want to, I don't know if you're watching on the screen or if you're just listening to me, Justin, but if you want to have a look at this now, I'm going to pull the focus. Let's find the biggest screen I got for the model. Where's the biggest screen I got? Which one's the biggest? That one. Is that the biggest one? No, there we go, get rid of that. Here we go. Let's change the, right, let's change that, the base model, here we go. I'm just going to show you the model that what we've got done tonight. Once I can, once we change the video input, there we go, to that, let's get that nice and sharp. Let's get him nice and close. Nice and sharp. Here we go. So this is where we're at tonight. Let's have a gander. Here we go. So I'm pretty happy with what we got done tonight. Now, obviously, my belt's digging in. Now, I built the model, and so far tonight, pretty much all I did was give him a bit of a highlight on the red, which, to be fair, you can't really see very well because there isn't actually that much red to highlight, and it's a streaming picture, so yeah. But what I am really happy with is if I can turn this guy around, and I really hope the camera picks this up. Does the camera pick that up? Oh, I'm so... Can we see that? That's not light. Let's kill the light that's right above him. Can the camera compensate for that? I mean, we can see that there is a little bit of banding going on there between some of the brighter colours and the darker ones. But I'm really happy with that. That's something new. I've not really tried that before. I've known about the principle. Perhaps another highlight of Thunderhawk blue might be nice, and I'll do that at the beginning of next week's show. Is get a nice Thunderhawk blue right on those right on these real tight edges of the cloak, right on those sharp corners, right along this corner here, and we get a nice Thunderhawk blue. But I'm really happy about that, so I'm glad that we chose to do some edge highlighting. When we chose to edge highlight the red, obviously that then meant I'm going to edge highlight the rest of it. I didn't edge highlight the cloak, but I am definitely happy with that AirTags blend that I've done on that. I'm pretty chuffed with that. So there we go. So there will be a picture on Instagram of him later on. Now let's get down to what I wanted to talk about. I said that there was going to be a little bit of news, and I am going to do a video about it later. Let's get that camera. Let me find that camera again and get him back into focus, because it looks terrible when he's out of focus and so unprofessional. I need more cameras. That's what I need. I need more cameras so that I've got better. I've got certain shots that are ready to do certain shots. So. That one there behind me, you can see the Conquest model here. I went out and bought 2 of these. Now I did tell you that I'd already built one of them for my kill team. I then spoke to the missus, and she said that I could go and subscribe to it, which is brilliant. So you and me, Justin, we're going to be competing for viewers, I reckon. Either that, or we have different opinions, and people might want to look at both. Coming up, there will be a video announcing it, so make sure that you like my channel and subscribe to it, and that would be fantastic. When that video goes up, do me a favour and share that video, because I want to build up an audience. And basically the whole principle of what I'm going to be doing is that over the course of all of these models coming in and the magazines coming in, starting with number 1, I'm going to open it, I'm going to have a look at it, I'm going to see what it is, I'm going to have a look at the free gifts and so on and so forth, and I'll do that every week, and it will most likely be on a Monday. Now Justin, you've got a choice. You can either get in there and do it on a Monday too, or maybe yeah, we'll see what sort of, if we want to figure out whether we want to avoid a conflict of viewership going on there. We'll see how it works out. But anyway, that's my bit of news. I've got some what's it called, Conquest reviews and videos coming on, and it'll be an 80 video playlist eventually, and I'll be doing that once a week and opening them up and having a look at them and seeing what they're like. And then I might do something about painting them up and building them. Don't share this stream. I mean, you can share this stream if you want, but I'll do the announcement video separately. I won't do that live. I'll make a video of that announcing the plan, as it were. So I would love for you to share that on there. I don't think I'm a part of that Facebook page, so I might have to see if I can find it as well. I'm terrible at self-promoting. I'm all right talking about it, but when it comes to sharing stuff around, I've got a list on my up here somewhere. Here we go. I've got a list of pages on Facebook that is safe for me to share my videos and pictures from my commission page, which I keep here just to be on the safe side. But yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with what we got done with this guy today. He's got his cloak done. Beginning of next week, I might give it a quick final highlight on there. Get some metallic done, get some gold done on him. We've been an hour and a half and I've only done a cloak, which well, we'll see. Hopefully he'll look out well when he's done. Yeah, give me a shout out as well. That would be brilliant. And I'll tell you what I'll do is your plan to do a review of all of them? Have you subscribed to it as well? I'm gonna have to wait for a reply if I hang on a minute. I've asked a question. Let's see if I want to talk about something else. Yeah, next week we'll get the golds and we'll get the metallics done. I'll share your channel on the group if that's okay. You know what? Share my channel everywhere you like. I mean, I want to build up an audience. I want people to get involved. I want people to chat. I want people to, I just want to paint for people and have people watching it. You know what I mean? And so, I'm always telling people while I'm streaming, if you got ideas about, oh, you haven't subscribed to it yet, so you've got the first one, right? Well, I have subscribed, and I will be getting all 80 copies, and I'll be doing. I mean, they come in once every 4 weeks. I mean, it's expensive. I did the premium package as well, so that'll be, £10 a week ish. That I'm gonna have to get that done. So I mean, I'll get it in every week, and on Mondays hopefully once that starts. And what I'll do is they arrive 4 at a time, but I'll be doing each magazine once per week, so that I can I'll have them sat ready, but I will only be doing them once a week, and we'll go through them one at a time. And it is aimed, to be fair, the stream will be aimed for newcomers to the hobby, obviously, because I mean that's what Conquest is all about. I know that a lot of people have grabbed as many of these couple. Grabbing 1 or 2 of them is all right, but I saw somebody grab 10 of the bloody things, and I know it's cheap, but when you're emptying a store just because it's cheap, is there anything morally? There's nothing wrong with it. Is there anything morally wrong? I don't know about that. But grabbing a couple. I mean, I grabbed a couple myself. When you're grabbing 10 at a time, I don't know. Anyway, but that's something completely different. But yeah, I'm going to be getting all of them. So and that's my news. There will be and like I said, I will make a video, and I'll probably be filming that shortly. And then that'll get uploaded as and when it does. If you press the bell button, you'll get a notification when it pops up, and I'll be saying during the show, share it around, get some people in there. And I will aim it at people who are new to the hobby, who may be a bit scared of the hobby or whatever, and we'll see what it is. But yeah, I think that'll be cool. I'm always around, and I'll give you I'll give you a shout out if you wanna. If you've already filmed opening number 1, I won't be opening number 1 until I get my first delivery, I think. I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing mine yet, so I don't want to start now. I don't want to do mine now and then have to wait 28 days from now until 2 and 3 arrive, and then possibly have to wait another 4 weeks for 4, 5, 6 and 7 to arrive. I'm not sure how long I'm going to have to wait for that, but then once it all settles down and I start receiving them every 4 weeks, we'll see. So yeah, I'll give you a shout out in that video that I'm going to upload in a bit, and I'll stick a link to to your YouTube channel in the comments of that one. So yeah, I'll do that for you as well, so that people can see an up-to-date Conquest opening now, which is what they can do now, and then I'll do mine as and when I start the playlist. Because one thing I do know is Hatchet Printworks, Partworks, if it works well, they'll rerun it in the future. So I'll have all 80 issues done, and you can see what you're going to get. And unless of course they change all the models and stuff, but let's face it, GW aren't always that hot on changing models, are they? Case in point. Anyway, right. Well, thank you for watching, Justin, tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you in tonight. And I haven't had any viewers on Twitch tonight. I haven't had any viewers. Well, I've had a couple of people drop in on Facebook, but it's early days yet. So thank you for coming in. Like, share, subscribe as always. I think you already have subscribed, so yeah, never mind. So thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure, and I'll be back next Thursday at least. I won't be back on Tuesday for my game that we've been doing. Me and Race, or at Chick Paints on Instagram. We won't be streaming on Tuesday because it's her other half's birthday, so there won't be a game next week. So the next time I can guarantee I'll be here is in 7 days' time. But other than that, whoops. Yeah, I've got a video to make, and I thank you very much for joining me, as always. And I don't know what to say now. Alright, I'll catch you next week. Alright, cheerio. Bye bye.